Now, what is Bungo Stray Dogs? No, like seriously, I have no idea what the show is.
3 days later.
Alright, I'm back. I've watched the entire season 1, so I'm not even gonna hold up too much of your time. Enjoy the video. This dude right here is our main character, Atsushi. Now, if you're wondering why he's tuning his shit up next to a river, well, there's a very simple answer for that. See, our boy Atsushi managed to get himself kicked out of an orphanage. Now, how does he get himself kicked out of an orphanage, you may ask? That's a topic we gonna cover in a few minutes. So this dude is full on ready to rob the first person he sees so he doesn't starve to death. And the first robbable person he sees just happens to be some dude floating down the river. So he jumps into the river to save him. Now when old boy gets up, we can clearly see that he isn't very pleased with being saved. This dude is Dazai, and this is not his first or his last time attempting to commit suicide. Now since he was technically saved, he just decides to feed him anyway because he's obviously starving. While he's eating, the two dudes kind of break everything down. These two dudes are detectives, and they are tracking down a man-eating tiger that's been roaming around just causing mayhem. And that's very convenient because apparently Atsushi is its main target right now. So they decide to use him as bait to try and lure the tiger out. Now, while Atsushi and Dazai are just sitting there having a nice conversation waiting on the tiger, Dazai just drops a bombshell. Dazai tells Atsushi that he's the tiger, and then just like that, he starts to transform into the tiger. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was like 75% sure Dazai was just gonna die here. Why did I think that, you may ask? Always expect the unexpected.
What?
That's tough right there, right?
No!
So boom, he starts charging at Dazai, and Dazai is just dodging everything. Now when Dazai dodged an attack looking like this is when I knew this fight was over. Whenever your opponent cares about looking cool over actually winning the fight, there's about a 60% chance you'll lose. And then Dazai proceeds to hit him with a watered down hollow purple, which completely neutralizes all that nigga's powers. So what now, you may ask? So our main character just finds out that he can turn into a tiger, yet he's trying to live a normal life. You know, he's trying to go get a job, so he asks Dazai for help. And he's about to find out why this was a terrible idea. They get to the office and everything is looking just peachy, everything is looking normal, until you walk into the building and it's a nigga holding a hostage with a bomb. There is no way that I'm staying in this room with this dangerous ass nigga right here. You niggas got 14 minutes and 18 seconds to bring me the president. If you don't, oh my mama, I'm blowing this bitch sky high. Try me. Yeah, right here, I would have got up and just left. Not a single person in that building would have ever saw me again. Dazai decides it's a good idea to send Atsushi out. He immediately gets bitched. Thankfully, none of this stuff was real because all of this was set up by Dazai to see if Atsushi would be a good fit in the workspace. And yes, he passed. Now here we meet the two actors for the whole sheboing who are apparently siblings, and these two are not siblings. I don't care what you say, what you try and tell me, these two are the furthest thing from siblings. So one day this blonde chick comes into the office and starts asking for help because apparently the mafia has been messing with her research or something. I don't know what she was talking about. Since this is just a recon mission, they send Jun, Naomi, and Atsushi. Now this is where everything starts going downhill. So Mrs. Blonde Chick leads him down the alley, and it doesn't take them very long to realize something not right. That's when the girl pulls out two SMGs and starts spraying. Naomi got her back blown out. Pause. A little bit earlier, Jun said his power wasn't all that great. This is where we see he was lying his ass off, because a bunch of green snow just starts falling. And then when old girl shoots at him, he just completely dematerializes right in front of her. And just like that, I knew it was raps. Now, since old girl can't see Jun, she just starts spraying all around her, hoping to hit him. But she soon realizes
That don't work.
he appears out of nowhere and starts choking the shit out of her. Now, in my opinion, this counts as a win, because he quite literally would have won if it wasn't for that meddling ass nigga in the black. When Atsushi tries to defend himself, he does some heinous ass shit. He sprints to old girl's gun, picks up the gun, and then immediately gets his right leg taken off. And then he realizes he never should have did that, because Atsushi starts to transform, and then he just starts putting a pause on this nigga. He wasn't wasting no time getting his get back. Soon as he transformed, he was on that immediately. The fight was getting so out of hand that Dazai even had to step in, taking away both of them niggas' powers. Yeah, I have no idea why, but Dazai reminds me so much of Gojo. So the mafia catches wind of what's going on, and they decide that they about to go and raid the office. They wasn't wasting no time with it either. As soon as they got there, they broke the door down and walked in that bitch. Now, since these dudes are the mafia, I was kind of expecting them to, you know, be a little bit of a tougher fight.
1 minute later.
Man, these niggas about sorry as I don't know what. Each and every bad guy there is getting their ass beat with minimal effort.
That's when old boy just start throwing niggas out the window like they aren't on the 4th floor. I very much doubt every single person survived that fall.
So now we're gonna focus on this guy. This guy is the best detective in the building and he's the person that keeps them in business. And they sent Atsushi with him because he's the main character and he can't be doing nothing. This case is fairly simple. This woman was a former detective that was found murdered. She was shot 3 times in the chest. So there are fingers immediately being pointed to the mafia, because whenever the mafia slimes somebody else, they do it in a very specific way. First off, this person is made to bite the curb. Then they stomp on the back of their head, nigga's jaw completely shattered, and then they shoot them 3 times in the chest. Now we just saw that this girl was shot 3 times in the chest, but the thing is that her jaw was completely intact, her jaw was completely fine. So that means it was somebody in the mafia that had no idea what they were doing, or it was this nigga. And I'm betting my money on this nigga. Why, you may ask? Because it's always the person you would least expect it to be. So Ranpo uses his ability to break down everything that happened in great detail. So here's what happened. Old girl was a detective and one day she found out something very important about the mafia. Since this dude was friends with her, he didn't want her to get mixed up and all that, because there was a very decent chance the mafia was gonna slime her out. So one day they're just talking and he's like basically begging this girl to delete the information. But she don't want to delete it, she's trying to get the mafia up out of there. So he pulls a gun on this girl and he's like, just give it here, bro. And she's like, nigga, I know you not ready to shoot me. And he like, bitch, you right. And then old boy turns the gun on himself. Yo, what type of intrusive thoughts this nigga got going on? But anyway, she not going for all that, so she runs up to him and tries to take the gun out of his hand, but the gun goes off. Now you may be asking, this looks like an accident, so how did the girl end up with 3 gunshot wounds in her chest? Well, since old boy was absolutely terrified he was gonna get caught for doing this, he decides it's a good idea to blame it on the mafia by shooting the girl 3 times in the chest. But you see, that's the thing that got him caught, because like we saw earlier, the mafia always makes a nigga bite the curb. But apparently these two were dating, so obviously this nigga couldn't like stomp her head in because, you know, that's his girl, which effectively means that my assumption was correct. Go ahead, hit that like button, it's okay. So in one of these missions, they end up finding this random girl that was being submerged in water with iron bars holding her from escaping. Now, my only question is, who the hell built this trap? The Joker? Jigsaw? So apparently this girl is one of 12 victims who have had similar things or the same thing done to them. What type of evil ass niggas are y'all messing with, bro? Dopo walks in to see a bunch of other people being smoked out and there's like not really much they can do. So unfortunately, they gotta shake and lead them niggas to die. A little bit later, they're just chilling in a taxi when all of a sudden they just start getting lit up and D decides this is a perfect time to get his get back. He uses his ability to make a flash grenade, throws said flash grenade, and then proceeds to light everybody up. And that's when he realizes that something ain't right. Whenever a nigga got this look on his face, you know it's over. Because the taxi gets split clean in half. And now D has found himself in a 101 with this show's version of Sakuna. But D actually does much better than I thought he would. He was actually holding out for a little bit before he ends up getting slammed into the ground. Whole time we eat those. Comes out of the smoke and shoots at him, misses. Now according to D, he missed on purpose because his hobbies don't include murder. Now be honest, we all thought that he just missed and was making excuses, right? Because that's definitely some shit I do. But he was in fact not capping and he intentionally aimed at the water valve behind him. And now is the time he decides to pop his ult.
Like, bro, I don't know why these niggas be using cheese. Bitch, I hear you. Where you at? I hear you. Where you at? You over here, ain't you? See? Nigga not slick, I hear you. Yeah, boy, I hear you. He thought he was slick trying to hide. Nah, I heard you, nigga.
Then he takes a taser and then throws it into the puddle of water. Got this nigga looking crazy, got him looking like Killua. And he does him so bad that he has to retreat, which in my books counts as a win. Welcome to the end of the video, y'all know how we do it around here. Before you go to my channel and go to the post tab. I just posted a poll right there. I want to see if I should do Blue Eye Samurai or if I should do Castlevania, but I will only do what you guys want to see. Remember, this video will be very long. Well, not very long, maybe like an hour or so, but my max video length is like 40 minutes, so it'll be pretty long. And also recently, I've been trying to incorporate some brand new shows into the mix. I'm not sure if y'all watched Weak Hero. Watch Weak Hero, that shit is so fire. But I'm done talking, I've been talking way too long. This intro is gonna be like 4 minutes. Follow me on TikTok. And I hope you have a great day. Mwah.
And we got a treat, so here we go round. Gotta know I ate it, she's so sweet now, man. Lady, I want that all the time, all the time. I mean, you all of mine.